Nigeria's government has announced a 213 billion naira facility to help offset gas debts and address the revenue shortfall in the power sector. The announcement was made during an interagency initiative aimed at ensuring efficient gas supply for power generation and finding a lasting solution to power supply challenges. A statement from the spokesman of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation said the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Diazani Alison Madueke, made the announcement at a joint press conference held in Abuja. Some other attendees at the conference were the Minister of Power, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. The United Nations top official on sustainable energy says they are seeking a revolution in the energy sector similar to what was achieved in telecommunications on the African continent. The UN's global initiative, Sustainable Energy for All, has signed a cooperation agreement with the United States initiative, Power Africa, to tackle the vast power deficits across the African continent. The UN Secretary General for Energy for All, Kande Yumkala, is quoted as saying, "We want to do for the energy sector what happened for the mobile sector." Energy is definitely a high priority for the UN as they announced a new initiative at the United Nations Climate Summit. The initiative will see a drop in dependence on fossil fuels in Eastern and Southern Africa. 19 ministers from the continent have endorsed the initiative called the Africa Clean Energy Corridor, ACEC. The aim is to see renewable energy projects used by the Eastern Africa Power Pool and Southern African Power Pool jump from its current level of 12% to at least 40% by 2030. Steve Biko Foundation Director of International Partnerships, Obenewa Aponsa of the Biko Foundation, has urged South Africans and the world to preserve the legacy of the late leader of the Black Consciousness Movement, Steve Biko, who was killed by apartheid police in Port Elizabeth 37 years ago. Aponsa was speaking at the official launch of the Steve Biko Heritage Exhibition hosted by the Ditsong Museum and National Heritage Foundation in Pretoria. The exhibition is titled Biko, A Quest for True Humanity. She described Biko as an inspiration and expressed the foundation's appreciation for the honor by saying, "We know that Steve Biko's legacy was about many things and was also about heritage issues, cultural identity, and how we should see ourselves and how that in turn informs things like development. So we are very pleased to be here for the exhibition of the anti-apartheid leader, and we are very honored that they chose to honor Steve Biko in this particular way." Good news as Somali pirates freed German-American journalist and writer Michael Scott Moore, 2.5 years after he was kidnapped in the country. The journalist was released and handed over to the Puntland authorities. 45-year-old Michael Moore had worked for Spiegel Online in Berlin years before he traveled to Somalia to work on a book on piracy. He was met by German officials and has been taken to a safe place where he will receive medical examination and counseling. In the years since his kidnapping, his captors frequently posted photos of him on the internet, and negotiations for his release have been on for the past 2.5 years. Pirate attacks off Somalia have been radically reduced in recent years, with international fleets patrolling the Gulf of Aden and Indian Ocean, as well as armed guards being posted aboard many vessels.
Now guys, we all want you to stay safe as our governments and aid organizations work together to combat the Ebola virus disease. To play your own part, remember to wash your hands often and wash all food thoroughly. Stay away from bushmeat and bats as they can be carriers of the disease. If you feel any unusual symptoms, tiredness, fever, diarrhea or nausea, make your way to a hospital and get it checked out immediately.